The fence I put up last year around the house, I took down all the wire cages around the trees so I can work on them better. And I put up this fence last year, and you see my grapes are a couple years old now. This year they're gonna get up all over this fence. So I have to tie these up. And a grape, and a grape, and I will have a green in a few years, couple years, a green living fence around the front yard. Let's go to the lower orchard. So much like the idea of the grapevines surrounding the yard that I think most of the fence here in the lower orchard, from the oak tree down to that end to the gate, I think I'm going to put in some big posts in here and grow a grapevine here along the orchard. Starting near the west end of the lower orchard, here's the Honeycrisp tree on a G30, and it set fruit very well. These are going to have to be thinned to no more than 2 per cluster, and I have lots and lots of clusters on here. So we'll see how many still drop. They can drop from not being pollinized well. They can also drop from insect damage. So I'm not going to thin them quite yet. Let them get a little bit bigger. I forget how many weeks. I think it's like 6 weeks. I'll have to check on that. And then you're supposed to have them off the tree if you're going to thin the tree. Over here is the Jonathan. And I have fruit set on here. From what I've read, you need 7 to 10% of all the blossoms to be set to have a full take. So the tree is way overproduce apples. So here's the Jonathan. We have some Jonathans and Honeycrisp. So that's I don't think the grafted Jana Gold here has any this year. Maybe 1 or 2 on that tree. The Golden Delicious. Great cider apple. This one's got a good fruit set. It's a tip bearer, as you can tell, right out here at the tip. So these will have to be thinned, no more than 2 to a cluster. If you have 3 apples growing close to like this, especially if they're large, you can get insects, moths laying their nests inside between the apples, and so we don't want to harbor any pests. You see this tree here. If you remember, I cut the top out of this tree this spring, and that top was 10 or 12 feet higher. So if you can look at it now, it looks like an apple tree, the shape of an apple tree. The shape an apple tree should be. I'll be able to pick this from the ground this year. That's 8 apples, 9 apples. Here's the Spy Gold. A lot of these did not take. So these are all falling off. This is the size they should be. See the King Bloom. I see a lot of these King Bloom set, and the other ones didn't. So it's not a real good. It always looks early in the season. Looks like you didn't get a very good set, but as those apples get big, you change your mind, and they look really full. But it's not a really good set in the Spy Gold. That's 9 apples. 9 different ones. 10th tree, Honeycrisp again. So I got a set here. This one's going to produce quite a bit. I'm glad I didn't cut that tree up. Cut the 2 main limbs off of it last year then. I do have some apples in the top of the tree there. That's a Honeycrisp, and its first tree is going to have to be topped. I didn't do it this year. Good thing, because the top of that tree, the center leader, is about the only apple on it. The Wealthy tree here may have a couple apples on it. And the Shizuka over here Shizuka is a triploid, so it's a fast grower. I'll get some 4-inch apples off this one. This tree here in the corner is, I don't know what it is. It's a mystery. Never had a tag on it when I put it in. Well, let's go look at the north orchard.